Hey, I'm John and this is Word, the video series going through the entire Bible, one chapter and one day at a time. Today we are reading Genesis chapter 32, and in 32 verses, angels of the Lord meet Jacob on the way home. Jacob is afraid of his brother Esau and sends him a gift in advance to soften his arrival. And the night before getting there, wrestles with God, and his name is changed to Israel. But stepping back to the beginning of the chapter, Jacob has just left his father-in-law Laban when God's welcoming committee seems to be waiting for Jacob and his entourage in verse 1 and 2. As Jacob started on his way again, angels of God came to meet him. When Jacob saw them, he exclaimed, "This is God's camp." So he named the place Machanaim. Jacob and his large family are leaving old things behind and get to see angels waiting for them on their way to the promised land. They have been through a lot already, and some are not completely on board with this one God thing. Rachel, for instance, brought her father's household gods with her, hid them, and lied about it. Here's where the Lord is reaching out to them by saying, "I see you, I'm with you, and I'm stronger than anything you can encounter. Don't be afraid, I've got your back." But the reality is, Jacob is paralyzed by the thought of what Esau might do to him, and tries to appease his brother by overgifting him with all sorts of livestock and camels sent ahead by his servants. He has a heart-to-heart with God, where he reminds him of his promises to his grandfather, dad, and himself, and admits his worries in verse 11. "O Lord, please rescue me from the hand of my brother Esau. I'm afraid that he is coming to attack me along with my wives and children." Fear is real. We're anxious about the unknown. But I can trust God. He knows my future. He knows my present better than I do. And trust is doing what He wants me to, despite my fears. This is exactly what Jacob does. He continues on the path that God has put him on. And that night, Jacob wrestles with a man that came into his camp until daybreak without giving up or giving in. The wrestler then touches Jacob's hip so it goes out of joint. But Jacob still demands a blessing before letting go, and gets one. In verse 28. "Your name will no longer be Jacob," the man told him. "From now on you will be called Israel, because you have fought with God and with men and have won." It is a mysterious passage that very much seems like a Christophany. There's only one in the Trinity that fits the bill. An angel wouldn't be in the category of man or God. But now Jacob has a new name, Israel, he who wrestles with God. His old nature as the heel grabber or underminer is behind him. But his old name shows up when his old self shines through. Now he's a patriarch, the one that his descendants will identify with, and he has a new identity. But who is the wrestler? He asks in verse 29. "Please tell me your name," Jacob said. "Why do you want to know my name?" the man replied. Then he blessed Jacob there. Jacob calls the place Peniel to commemorate his encounter with the Lord. Now it is time for him to meet his long-lost twin brother Esau, tomorrow, in Genesis chapter 33. Until then, Word.